Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's me, A. Prustian, and here we are back in court, courtroom number 4. I never remember if that's where I was. I assume so. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. He always looks out of his depth. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. Explain it with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios. See? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. You know, it seems to me that it could be possible for somebody to have been hiding at Studio 2. Right? And they're past the gate, so that might come up later. Would be interesting to see. Okay. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, 3 fucking days ago, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. Yeah. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. You know, they said something about there not being much blood at the scene. There's no blood on him either. Like, look at that weird-ass hole in his chest. I don't know if that's just to keep things PG or if it's actually supposed to indicate something. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? Wait, do I need to listen to it to... Like, I just heard it. I don't need to just listen to it, but am I listening to it in order to press them on things? I'll skip. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? Oh my god. My, are you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please? Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please? Seems Edgeworth has a bit of a trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Oh, it's literally her name, Oldbag. That is an incredible touch. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. Even when I was young, I was an old bag. Still how the other children would make fun of me. Could you believe it? But then there was this boy. He called me an old bag while I cried. And objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yesy, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you? You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Alright, here we go. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 o'clock p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio. You solved the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Here we go. You did not see him. You saw a man in a suit. I arrived at the guard station at 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to press her on it just to see. Oh, that's the wrong button. Although I should look at what I've got here. Card key, grants entry, the photo, that's going to be important. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived to the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning. A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping. He was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. There was a run-through in the morning. Why did you only get there afternoon? I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Oh, that's interesting. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow. I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through, too. You could quit being a spirit medium, take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. I mean, I think it might be a bad idea, Maya. I don't think you have the temperament. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. Can I press on this again? Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course, I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job? Whippersnapper. No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper whapper. Snipper whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? Oh, should I have raised an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? How did you know that? Oh, ho, ho. I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. Overdressed. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. Okay, so something I appreciate is that Colburn pointed out the blue bar at the top. When it flashes is when I'm kind of have to be really careful with what I do. But if it's up there and it's not flashing, I'm pretty safe to just press on things. And obviously I'm getting more information this way, so I'll just keep pressing her. 2 o'clock? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was headed towards the studio. Yeah, definitely press her on this. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. Okay, so let's present. Oh, it won't let me present it yet. I think I need to do it here. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was headed towards the studios. Now I can present it. Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Or Ms. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. Huh. What is this, exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Ms. Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't! Should have said that out loud. Well, I mean, I wonder. She's gotten under his skin. and she's on his side. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Huh? I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing that of you of that, Ms. Witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the photo in this person is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Humph, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. Shit. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. She's accusing them all of being nosy. We're investigating a murder, lady. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. So, wait. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo. Okay. I knew it wouldn't be, as simple as this photo means we don't know. I mean, there has to be a lot more. This is interesting. I never said anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her till she squeals. Yeah, it doesn't take much to get Oldbag here talking. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. I believe you, but... Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today always whining about each other, pointing fingers at this. It's enough to make an old lady cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. It's even better that it's his own witness, you know? That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. Huh. His samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. Can I present this? No. It won't let me. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Yeah, a break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. But has it? Has it been? Okay, I thought maybe it was like a different spear. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there's one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? I didn't even think of that! Oh, damn. Good job, old guy. I mean, judge. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. Oh, now that's interesting. We're looking, though. How would he have put it somewhere? Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? I'm gonna object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Okay. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? I think we already asked her about this, right? Okay. The only person... Oh, this is testimony. It's not cross-examination. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. All right, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Here we go. Yeah, I have pressed her about this, but I will again. How do you know that? Did I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. Oh man, I love Dick Gumshoe. He's a great detective. And I don't mean that like he's good at his job. It's just he's such, I don't know. You're just like, yep. Good job, pal. You don't know, it's great. He's a great character. See, Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studios before then was Will Powers. You absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking? Right. No one else went there. What about non-suspicious looking? Yeah, what about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 o'clock? Yeah. Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. How would you have seen them? Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Alright, fine. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy. He doesn't like that either. Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Eventually. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. The only person I saw go to the studios before them was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Wait. Yep. Okay, we did that. What am I missing then? Well, I pressed you on this. Pressed you on this, I guess? Before you got there, we asked about this. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. I don't know why I'm stuck in this loop. Why am I stuck in this loop? Okay. Do you know A? Did I just explain? And I asked her about this. Okay, nobody else went there before. I would have seen them. Are you sure? Yeah, and then we got this objection. What am I missing? Skipping over important details. Entirely forgetting them. What the hell? Can I present the guide map? Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Oh, I'm gonna lose health here, I think, because I've messed this up. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I exploded some health there. But there has to be something. I've pressed on everything, so there has to be something. Shoot, I don't understand. This has to be important, but I don't know how to bring it up. Present the picture again? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work the studio, we might have an opening. The very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says, photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! So that's the hint they were trying to tell me about something that had been omitted. I just forgot all about that thing on the back. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Eh? Hey, you watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that is what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Okay. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Ms. Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Was it the assistant? Maybe? Or, well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Mm-hmm. I see. Your testimony, please? The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. Throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Ms. Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. A witness having to revise their testimony? in this game? Okay. Press her on it. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all of the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. Oh, this is the most I've ever related to her. Because my computer keeps telling me that the backup thing is full and it has for like 3 months, and I accidentally deleted an episode of my Baldur's Gate Let's Play that I thought I had uploaded and hadn't, and I thought, can I get it from my backup? No, I can't, because it hasn't been backing up. Anyways, I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. How exactly do you determine what is suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Ms. Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Yes, thank you, finally. A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I didn't object, by the way. Phoenix was like, I don't care whether the player notices this or not. I gotta say something. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. So fucking fix it, you're a security guard. Okay. They come in through the drain? Told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? I guess that makes sense. Steel Samurai is a kid's show. You'd have to be pretty small to get through that drain. And that's probably why you don't suspect them of murder. Ah, damn. So on the photo that you erased, yeah, it was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Damn. Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Why, though? Why is their prop spear so heavy and murdery? Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him. I mean, if it's a kid, it's kind of understandable. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Oh, buddy, that seems like a losing proposition. Okay, 1108. Defendant lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who is the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. Ugh. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick? What are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Who am I gonna pick? There is no suspect. It can't be the kid. I don't know. I don't know who. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thought on this matter? Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. There's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim, because of course we do. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Who? I don't know who. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. Oldbag! I could accuse the security guard. She actually feasibly could have done it. If it were a picture of herself that she deleted, and she blamed it on some fanboy, it's possible. So who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? I think the security lady is my go-to option here. Do these all, they all have the penalized, so I could lose two health here. I'm gonna say the security lady. It's the security lady. Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they'd been watching the action scene run through. There's only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper? Order. Is this true? Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Ms. Oldbag to you. Ms. Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? So she could blame Will Powers? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture, although she could have deleted it, like she deleted the other one. So that's... I think it's more that she wanted somebody to blame. Right, yeah, exactly. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes the second, baby. Huh? That's odd. Edgeworth hasn't objected. Oh, right? Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? What you gonna do, Edgeworth? Throwing her under the bus? You really want to get your man, though. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. Oh, shit! What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. It's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Ooh. Press further or give Granny a break. We don't have any evidence that it's her. It's just possible that it's her. But if Edgeworth's not objecting, maybe I'll press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Ms. Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? Now there's the issue, is motive. But we haven't discussed motive for Will Powers either. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Exactly. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Just wait a minute. Oh, she's ready to murder you now, Phoenix. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased. It's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper. I have proof. We do? Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed the murder? The card key? He couldn't have gotten into the studio?
Take that!
The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. I knew it! Ha! Yes! How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Ms. Wendy... What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Whew. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Ms. Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Okay. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Oh, interesting. The plot thickens. Ms. Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? I'm almost sad that the defense never brings witnesses to see Edgeworth's cross-examination? Maybe eventually. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. Yeah, what was it? So you were told not to talk? That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? He's so mad. Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. You know, I wondered. I was like, where are the camera people? I guess if they're just rehearsing. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? My guess is Studio 2. In the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2. Well, if you look at the guide map. Here it is. Yeah, exactly. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... let's... If he thinks he's asked them, I'll take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Ms. Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. He's so big mad. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. Court is adjourned. Okay. 1:04 p.m. Defendant lobby number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I... Oh, wait, we'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. Kind of feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Okay, to be continued. That went pretty well, I think. Alright, that is going to be enough, and I'm going to be smart and save in a new slot, just in case something happens. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you the next time as we interview more witnesses down at the studios. See you then. Bye.